Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Tornado in northern Michigan kills 2 and injures more than 40. At least 2 people were killed and 44 people were injured when a tornado swept through northern Michigan on Friday, damaging numerous homes and businesses, flipping cars and downing trees, the authorities said. The patients were taken to 4 different hospitals, though their conditions were not immediately available. Lieutenant Derek Carroll of the Michigan State Police reported from Gaylord, a city of about 4,000 in Michigan's Lower Peninsula, that the storm had torn through a mobile home park and the business area and knocked out power. Vic Owett, 74, a Gaylord City Council member, was in the basement of the home where he was born when the 3-bedroom structure collapsed on him and his wife, he said in a phone interview. "I've got a goose egg the size of a lemon on the top of my head where the roof hit me," Mr. Owett said as he waited to be seen at a nearby emergency room, wearing just shorts, a t-shirt and one slipper. "I'm lucky to be alive." Though his childhood home was destroyed, Mr. Owett said, he and his wife were going to be okay, thanks to people who helped pull them from the debris. "We couldn't have gotten out of there without help," he said. Mr. Owett, a retired police officer, hurried himself and his wife into the basement after receiving a tornado alert on his phone. There, he peeked out a window and watched aluminium siding being torn off a neighbor's house. That's when the tornado hit his house, stunning him. "It's like being inside of a snow globe," he said. "Dust is flying. Water is flying. You can't see anything. It's like you're inside of a cloud." Andy Sullivan, a forecaster at the National Weather Service office in Gaylord, said there was no doubt that a tornado had struck and said it was a very strong one at that. He said the office had assessment teams in the community. He added that it was unusual to have a tornado strike northern Michigan. The tornado, which hit around 3:45 p.m., heavily damaged the commercial district, he said. The Michigan State Police said on Twitter that trees and power lines were blocking roadways and reported that multiple homes and businesses were damaged. Lieutenant Carroll said that officials were urging people to stay away and that numerous ambulance crews from around the region had responded. He said it appeared the entire community had been struck, including a mobile home park that he described as pretty bad. Michael Ryan, a council member who lives across the street from his colleague, Mr. Owett, said the tornado ripped shingles off his roof and shattered his windows. On Friday evening, he sat in his car in his neighborhood and surveyed the destruction. He saw trees snapped in half or torn down and downed power lines scattered throughout an area he estimated to be about 4 blocks by 4 blocks. "The house next to me is collapsed," he said. "Vic's house is off its foundation. The house next to it is still standing but the roof's gone." Mayor Todd Sherrard said Friday evening that Gaylord had lost power and some injured residents were being rerouted to other nearby hospitals. "The tornado stayed on the ground for a good 2 miles, he said. "Right through the heart of our town." Mr. Sherrard said emergency crews from across northern Michigan were helping in the rescue and cleanup effort. He said city officials were working on instituting a curfew because we're getting too many gawkers. Scott Disler, the senior pastor at Free Church in Gaylord, said that the west side of the city had sustained a lot of damage. "There are areas that have been leveled," he said. "And we know of at least 2 families in our church who have lost their houses." The Free Church is serving as a shelter for the community, and Mr. Disler said that many people had sought refuge at the church. In the 11 years he has lived in Gaylord, he said, he had never seen a tornado like this. "This is northern Michigan, we're used to blizzards," Mr. Disler said. "Not tornadoes." In a statement on Twitter, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who late Friday declared a state of emergency in Otsego County, said, "To the entire Gaylord community, Michigan is with you. We will do what it takes to rebuild."